Yo, what is the deal, everybody? Welcome to another Raider Nation Unlimited. I am your man, Wasted Talent. Salute to everybody in the chat. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Oh my God, it's a lot to get into today. It is a lot to get into today. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody who is excited. Salute to everybody who loves what's going on out there with the Raiders. Salute to everybody who had a hard day at work. It is time to get wasted with your brother Wasted, man. Oh my God, man. Let me give my shout outs and salutations, yo. T Nipples in the place, Big Red Raider, Little Rogers in the place, McBurgers in the place, the illustrious and praiseworthy Huddees, Brady's learner permit. DeMokes is in the place, man. The shot caller of the gulags himself, John Bailey II, Space Beast is in the place. Shalib is in the place. The great and powerful Shalib, Mr. Burton, is in the place, man. Oh my God. Cane Town Big Back Raider is in the place. A Spivey, my dog, the Kevin Nash Shieldmore is in the place. Bushido Brizown is in the place. George Manley is here. Man, my guy, George Manley is in the place, man. Listen, guys, it's a lot to get into. There is a lot to get into, man. Bodega's a shot caller. All of y'all are shot callers in the gulags. Let's just be for real here. But guys, let's get into this. Now, guys, as you all know that, Clint Kubiak is supposed to be the Raiders' next head coach, right? And I am very, very happy about that. I'm very excited about that. I don't think people understand how big of a move this is for the front office, man. I mean, the Raiders have struggled across the board recently, right? And the Kubiak hire, and if we're jumping the gun here, the drafting of Fernando Mendoza really is something that should help turn these Raiders around, man. That Las Vegas is set up for a really, really, really productive offseason because of the cap space, the amount of free agents that are out there. There are not a lot of people on this roster that the Raiders are married to, on not a lot of bad contracts. You got a lot of young guys that were drafted last year where we still don't know whether or not the jury's out on these guys. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Out of all of the coaching hires out there around the league, right? The Kubiak hire, to me, is one of the best hires since I have been a Raider fan. Years, 40 plus years. Because I'm just talking about on face value right now. Right now, he has to get out there and show and prove. But face value-wise, the Kubiak hire, man, it's really looking like, one of the best that we've seen, man. Great. Great move, man. My dog, Hug D's, he goes, I'm telling you, move one in the chess game is on point. What are we talking about, Hug? But, Joe, listen, and this is the reason why. And, my guy, Dre, the general, we finally didn't settle. We didn't settle. Brady and Spytek really earned a lot of credibility with this hire because there were a lot of people who really, really thought that, it wasn't going to happen. Listen, I was, and this is the approach that I'm taking going forward. Cautiously optimistic. I am cautiously optimistic with everything the Raiders do until it works. And guys, do me a favor. Raider Bubba, could you do me a favor and post the membership in the chat for all the people who want to become members of the channel? My dog Raider Bubba's in the place. Rudy DeVette Russo, my mod fathers, Hug D's. Could one of you guys do me a favor and put the membership in the chat? I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat, guys. And listen, whoever wants to become a member, please, it's the best way to support the channel, right? But guys, the Raiders are in a situation where Tom Brady and John Spytek, in name recognition only, have been kind of given a year mulligan, right? They've been given a year mulligan. This year is the year that they have to show improve. They have to show improve. And I think the hiring of Kubiak shows that the Raiders took their time. They were earnest in what they were doing. They went out there and they got their guy, man. The chips are falling into place. You know, now the prospect of bringing in a Fernando Mendoza seems like something that makes a lot more sense. It seems like something that makes a hell of a lot of sense, because when you don't have that offensive voice in the building, you don't have somebody who you know is a good play call. Like the social proof is off the charts for the Raiders right now. You have an offensive play caller whose team is going to the Super Bowl and most likely will win said Super Bowl. There is no other and no greater social proof that what you're doing as an organization is working. Now, guys, listen, before I get to cooking, right? There's one thing that I really would like for you guys to do, right? I don't know if a lot of you guys in the Wasted Talent Army have seen exactly what happened to Simone Raider's channel. Salute to Simone Raider. He's a friend of the channel. He's a friend of the show. He's a guy who helped me along when he first got into the game, when I first got into the game. And listen, he's a friend of ours over here. You guys know how we do, right, in Jersey, right? Real mafia like. He is a friend of ours. And what I will tell you is this. He has a backup channel, right? Going over there, make sure you guys subscribe to Samoan's new channel. Go support a guy who's been holding down Raider Nation on the content end long before I got into the game, right? And he couldn't be a better guy. Going over there, make sure you subscribe to Simone. And also, guys, if somebody can go get the link to Samoan's new channel, please do me a favor, post it in my chat. Make sure you guys, before you leave, go on and pay your bar tabs over at Samoan's new channel. And do me a favor. Once you do that, right, tell them Wasted sent me. Tell them Wasted sent me, man. Now, guys, listen to me. I also have a backup channel. And before the show's over, I want all of you guys to go over there, subscribe. Subscribe, because listen, it's crazy out in these YouTube streets, man. It's crazy out here. You got to make sure you have a backup channel so I can make sure that I never lose contact with the guys in the group, man. But shout out to the great and powerful Samoan Raider, man. Salute to him. Salute to all my guys in this YouTube ethos. You know, listen, you guys know what the deal is, right? You know it's the dynamic duo. Graf and Wasted and Graf. Hammer, Big Mike, Andy when he's rocking and rolling. But after that, there's some family in this, man, like Murph and those guys, and Swaggy, and also Samoans and Sanjeet. These are guys that I support, will always support. So make sure you guys go and tap in with Samoan, guys. Oh, my God. Marty Lowe, yo, Wasted, Madison, New Jersey. What is the deal? Oh, my God. Your first time here? Salute to my guy, Marty Lowe. Madison, New Jersey, man. Salute, man. Madison and Chatham. Did the Whole Foods in Chatham and all that. Nah, bro, I get it. Salute to my guy, Marty Lowe. I appreciate you for pulling up, my brother. Appreciate you, man. So, listen. My channel is not a burner channel. It's just a backup channel. What I think we are going to do, the Samoan Raider Show, that's the new channel. But what I think we're going to do here, I think I'm going to start doing some other things on another channel. So I want to get that channel rocking and rolling. So I just want to make sure we got enough ways to communicate. So listen, people are have brought something up, right? And Robert Gonzalez was talking about that. He goes, rumors are coming out that Arch Manning is now considering declaring for the draft. Seeing how the Raiders are moving, do we abandon Fernando or that be whack? Well, listen, it's business, right? It's business, right? And I don't think that Arch Manning is coming out. I don't, right? It's not really a rumor. It's really a conversation, right? people asked, and they said, they were asking Dan Orlovsky, you know, if Arch Manning came out, do you think that the Raiders would take him? We really don't know. Arch Manning is not coming out. We really don't know, right? That would remain to be seen, right? If Arch Manning were coming out, there, if I'm being honest, you know, there would be probably it would definitely be a conflict, right? Because Arch Manning, you know, from a physical standpoint, is you know, off the charts, man. The kid, you know, is fast, he's big, he has a pedigree, he's a Manning. So there would definitely be some questions to whether or not you would draft him or Fernando Mendoza, right? And really what it would be about is, and listen, it's past the deadline, it's Mendoza, right? We know this, but let's just kick this around because this is a great topic, right? The thing for me would be, do you value physical attributes or do you value the mental makeup of a quarterback? What's more important to you, right? See, the thing for Mendoza, for me, that I love and what I'm very, very excited about, I love that there are people that are doubting him. I love that there are people that are saying that he's not going to be that good, right? Because these are the things. I would prefer that than to have a guy that is off the charts, right? From a physical standpoint, off the charts, and doesn't make it. Like Jamarcus Russell. I would prefer people have doubts because a person like Fernando Mendoza is going to take those doubts, he's going to internalize them, and he's going to prove you wrong. Because being a quarterback is about much more than being able to throw the ball harder than everyone else. Being a quarterback is about much more than just God-given ability, because there's a lot of work that you have to put in to really be a great quarterback or to even be a good quarterback that starts throughout the league. There are a lot more Arch Mannings that I've seen throughout my years in football than there are Mendozas. Listen, when you go to the free throw line, there are some people who can dunk the ball out of the gym. There are some people that can dunk the ball from the foul line. But there are the same people who can do all of that stuff, but when it comes time to shoot a damn free throw, they can't make it. When it comes time to shoot a little 10-foot, 15-foot jumper, they can't. And I'm going to tell you something. Mendoza is a guy that is going to do all the little things well. He's also going to show up when the money's on the table. And that clutch gene and that ability to be productive in the clutch is not something that you can take for granted. It's not something that you can quantify. It's just something that shows up on film. It's something that shows up when it happens. It's something that shows up. And you don't ever know when it's going to happen. You never know. You never know. And guess what? Watching what I've seen from Mendoza throughout his years makes me very, very hopeful in who the Raiders are going to draft. Very hopeful. And that's just me, guys. Now, there are a lot of people that, you know, have been doubting Fernando Mendoza. And I want to get y'all thoughts on this, man. Listen, there is a podcast, you know, there is a podcast that has Emmanuel Acho and Shady McCoy. And listen, there's a lot of opinions over there. There are a lot of hot takes over there. And Shady McCoy is a guy who kind of lives off of the hot take, right? He lives off of the hot take. And Shady McCoy had some things that he said about Fernando Mendoza. And I want to get y'all thoughts about this, man. LaShawn McCoy said that Fernando Mendoza is not a great quarterback. and isn't worth the number 1 pick in the 2026 NFL draft. And that sentiment was kind of echoed by TJ Houshmandzadeh. He says, when I watch Mendoza, though, when I watch the player, the eye test, I want everyone to hear what I'm saying. You can always get better, but the eye test, don't tell me he's the number 1 pick overall. Now, this is the Speak Easy podcast with Emmanuel Acho, Shady McCoy, and TJ Houshmandzadeh. I want to get y'all thoughts on this, man. I want to get y'all thoughts on this because it's salute to my brother, Tyler Roger, blessing us with a $20 bomb. The first super of the day. I just want to know. I want to know. What do you guys think, man? What do y'all think, man? What do y'all think? What do you guys think about Shady? Oh, salute to my brother Graph is in the place, man. Graphic Raider is in the place, man. I mean, do you guys think it's clickbait? Do you think he truly believes that? What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think? I mean, look, when you start talking about the eye test, right? I think the eye test has given a lot of organizations the license to draft bad players, right? Guys that have not really worked out. There are a lot of guys that can throw the ball through brick wall. There's a lot of guys that can throw the ball through a brick wall. But can you complete a 15-yard out route? Can you complete your passes with accuracy? I mean, I'm just asking, do you think he believes this, man? I mean, I don't know what else you would want from a college quarterback. I don't know what else you would want. We talk about the eye test, right? We act like, you know, the Indiana Hoosiers are some world-beating team. This guy has gone time after time after time after time, proved himself. What do y'all think? Do y'all think it's clickbait? You think it's bullshit? What do you think? I see a Heisman Trophy winner. I see a guy when the money was on the table that won. I see a guy that speaks that language. I see a guy that works hard. I see a guy that has the prototypical size. He's not some little underdog 5'11" quarterback. He is 6'5". I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Salute to my guy Ryan Edwards with 5 Raider Nation Unlimited smackies, man. I think Mendoza's gonna ball, man. I'm sorry. And I think, like my man D69, I think that they are rage baiting us. I really do. Salute to everybody in the chat. I see a lot of new names in here. Hey, yo, listen, if you guys are new to Raider Nation Unlimited and new to my live streams, do me a favor. Give me a 1 in the chat. I want to see all the new faces in here. I want to see all the new faces in here, man. Salute to everybody in place. My brother Graphic Raider is in the place. My brother Rudy the Vet Russo is in the place, man. Juan G. Castro with the $5 slapperoo. Ask yourself this. Would Arch have gotten the same team through the gauntlet that Fernando Mendoza did to win a chip? Fernando showed leadership and mental toughness. Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. No, I don't think he would have. Because Arch Manning, you know, from when you just look at the roster of Texas, Texas has a better roster. Texas has a better roster. I mean, like, to me, I am over the opinions of all of the people in the talking head media, man. I'm over it, man. I really think at this point, no matter what the Raiders do, right? No matter what the Raiders do, there's going to be some drawback to it from the media. I think that a lot of these people are almost paid to go in there and disrespect the Raiders. And listen, I'm going to wrap this up in a neat little bow. F up. One of the worst guys on television. It's an effing bum. Philly Raider 215 with the $10 slapperoo. It annoys me when I hear criticisms like McCoy's comments, especially with no alternatives or suggestions. And what are the Raiders supposed to do with the first pick? We need a quarterback. I mean, bro, at this point, you got to give me more than just say he doesn't pass the eye test. You got to give me more than that, because listen, if we're being honest, there are a million quarterbacks that pass the eye test. A million. There's a lot of people out here, man, that all have narratives. This is a lot of narrative-based content that's out there about the Raiders, man. Like, even when you talk about, Carr and all those guys, Rudy the Vet Russo's blocked the F up out of here. His first time in the chat. But the thing is, when I hear people criticize a quarterback, it almost makes me feel like now I know that the quarterback's going to be great. Because the one thing around the National Football League that people have not perfected is how to evaluate the quarterbacks effectively. I mean, my God, I think there are a lot of people in this league that might be some of the evaluating a quarterback is one of the man. Find me somebody who's really good at evaluating quarterbacks. There's not a long list. There's not a long list, bro. There's a whole lot of people who talk about the eye test and they draft these guys high and they're moving on from them in 3 to 4 years. There's a lot of people. The eye test means zip to me when you don't have the substance behind that. The eye test means nothing. Salute to everybody in the chat. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. And tell a friend to tell an effing friend. Salute to everybody on X too. Guys, make sure you guys are hitting that sub button on X and on YouTube. And make sure before you guys leave, when you pay your bar tabs here, go start a new tab over at Raiders Wasted Talent. That is the backup channel, guys. We got to get a backup channel rocking and rolling. My guy, Rudy the Vet Russo, won with the $2 slappy. Rudy, get the F up out of here. You've been down here talking your crap. My dog, Demokes, 6'7". I don't even know what the F that even means, man. I mean, how old are you?
That's a tutorial that says you know what the fuck you doing.
My God, Demokes, you get the F up out of here. My guy, Daniel Caps, the Miami representative, been a member for 28 long months. Guys, you know what's funny? I forgot to share this with all of you. My channel just had a couple of days ago its 4th anniversary. Now, that is very, very misleading because this channel I had for a year. It was just a channel that I had with stuff with my kids. And I just turned it into a YouTube channel. So my channel is about 3 years old. But the anniversary of the channel, no, I think it is 4 years old. Yes, the channel has turned 4 today, everybody. The channel has turned 4 today. The Get Off My Lawn gang, man. You guys have been great. I appreciate all of you guys. Now, listen, I want to get into the Klint Kubiak situation, right? And what comes along with Klint Kubiak, right? Thank you, McBurger. I appreciate you, my dog. And Demokes, you should cut your crap. Thank you. My brother David Walker's in a place to be, man. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you, man. My channel is a toddler now, y'all. But guys, listen. I want to get into what Kubiak brings to the table and some of the reasons that I feel like Kubiak is definitely going to be somebody that improves some of the existing personnel on this roster. Now, I did a little short today about that, but when Klint Kubiak comes into the building, right? When he comes into the building, bro, I'm trying to tell you something, man. Klint Kubiak is a guy that, man, he brings a lot of the things that the Raiders need, right? Now, one thing that he said when he was getting hired to go from the Saints to Seattle is that he does use a fullback. I mean, guys, so that right there, I'll be real with you. That right there, for a lot of the guys in this chat, is music to my damn ears. That Kubiak is a guy that uses the damn fullback, man. My God, man. Kubiak also is a guy who is born out of that Shanahan wide zone run system, right? This is a system that when we go back into it and you start looking at the histrionics, Mike Anderson, a guy that was unheralded, Terrell Davis before him, Hall of Famer, unheralded guy, came out of this system. Orlandis Gary, so many different running backs I can go and I can name, right, has come out of this system. Now, this is a system that was created by Mike Shanahan, right, and his son Kyle perfected it. You can see in San Francisco, there were years where, it didn't matter who they put at running back. They were going to get 1,000 yards. And the cool thing about that is that we just invested our first round pick in a what some would call a generational talent, Ashton Jeanty. See, I think that the Raiders are taking the approach of putting people together in places and spaces where their skill set and the people in the room can highlight everybody's strengths. I think the Kubiak hire is such a great hire because, there's a lot of pre-snap motion, a lot of RPO-based stuff, really stuff that's similar, concepts that are similar to what Mendoza is running at Indiana, right? Then you have this wide zone running scheme. For a runner like Ashton Jeanty, man, this is a guy that will completely eat in that kind of a scheme, man. Man, a lot of stretch runs, cutback, stuff like that. I'm trying to tell you guys something. Ashton Jeanty is going to be a problem. Listen, I'm calling it right now. I know you guys don't want to hear it. If he starts the season healthy, Ashton Jeanty is going to get, at the very minimum, 1,500 yards. 1,500 yards. Jason Marshall. Wait, so you think Kubiak agrees with the Raiders if Brady wasn't here? Look. I think really it's a hard question to answer because would John Spytek be here if Tom Brady wasn't? Now, if John Spytek was here, John Spytek would have gotten Kubiak to agree because of the relationship between John Spytek and Gary Kubiak. And I'm sure that, Gary Kubiak being an NFL dad, right, being a guy that's won at the highest level in his league as a player and as a coach, advised his son in his coaching search. So, I can see, him being here with Spytek, but would Spytek be in the building without Brady? And that question would most likely be no. So, Tom Brady, this is one, and we got to wait until everything's signed, sealed, delivered on the dotted line, right? Tom Brady, that's a positive check mark. And is Tom Brady doing a good job with the Raiders? That's a positive right there. That is a positive. But there was an article that Graf showed me the other day about, Gary Kubiak speaking to how much John Spytek, helped him in Denver. You know what I'm saying? And there's a great relationship there. The great relationship there. And I don't think that's something that is just gonna happen in a vacuum. That didn't just happen in a vacuum, man. You know what I mean? Gary Kubiak, probably opened the door for that. Probably opened the door for that pairing, bro. But listen, Spy is one of the guys, man, that really helped Gary Kubiak, man. Now, this was an article in The Athletic. Vic Tafur and Tashawn Reed did this article. He detailed leaning on John Spytek after he was named head coach of the Broncos in 2015, right? And this is, and I quote what Gary Kubiak said. He goes, "What I remember about Spy is he was one of the people that was giving me a grasp on the team. What I had, what they thought our strengths were, what we had to do to continue to move forward. and have a chance to win a championship, Gary Kubiak said. He helped me get comfortable with the team so that I can get in there and work with my coaches and start to break down our needs and get ready for the draft. He was a big, big asset to me. It takes certain people to be leaders of others. And Spy, that's what he's got in him. He is very upbeat, positive, a good person, and that's very good at motivating others around him. And they didn't want to let him down. Now, listen, man. There were a lot of people that thought because of the whole Shanahan culture tree stuff that there would be a possibility that Clint Kubiak could, shun the Raiders because that there's a little bit of a rift between the Shanahans and the Raiders, right? But Kubiak's relationship with John Spytek is really, really, really one of the things that I think really helped the Raiders close the circle on this. And then there's a lot of people that talk about how much Tom Brady and Clint Kubiak align with their football ideology, which is to me one of the great things that's come out of this. I think one of the big things that the Raiders have been struggling with is getting things to line up together, to make things congruent, right? Like the Raiders in the last 10 years has always been like this land of misfit toys because we get rid of coaching staffs and regimes so fast that there's always like a hangover or a holdover from the last regime. Now, a lot of the Raiders coaches are still under contract, and I don't expect for Clint Kubiak to keep a lot of these guys. I don't think he's going to keep any of them. I think he's going to bring his guys in, man. I really do. And I hope he does, if I'm being honest, right? Salute to my guy, Raider Teasy. Happy anniversary, old fart. We love you. You get the F up out of here, Teasy. Appreciate you too. The F up out of here with your crap.
Shut your lame ass up, nigga.
Hey, my God. I mean, disrespected me. Messing around. My guy, Hug D's. You successfully put up with me for 19 months, Hug D's. And I'm going to tell you something, Hug D's. Not an effing minute more. Not an effing minute more. You can get sent to the gulags too. Salute to my guy, Quadre Sam Shadee. Salute. That clown Greeny on Get Up is beside himself that the Raiders have this pick. He said, FM should pull an Eli. Yo, listen. Let me tell you something about Mike Greenberg, right? Mike Greenberg is a Jet fan. Mike Greenberg also is notoriously a snake. I don't like Mike Greenberg. For years I listened to Mike and Mike in the morning, and Mike Golick Sr. and Greeny did a radio show, a nationally, syndicated radio show, and Greeny acted like he was Golick's friend. And Mike Golick Sr. is a hell of a guy. Mike Golick Jr. is a hell of a guy. That they introduced us to Jason Fitz. Salute to my guy Jason Fitz, who came on the graphic and wasted the graphic show. Jason Fitz is a friend of the show. I really have a lot of respect for him. That's one of the best guests that we've ever had on our show. Like, for real, he gave it up. 100% Raider fan, right? But going back to the Mike and Mike days, I don't like the way Mike Greenberg did Mike Golick. Mike Golick really initially was the draw to that show, and Mike Greenberg did him completely dirty. I think Greeny is a snake. I think that he's a clown, and I don't respect anything he says about football and or sports. F him. F him. He's an effing bum. I'm sorry. F Mike Greenberg. Like real shit, man. F that guy. I almost don't like any of the people who are like the main people at ESPN, like him and Stephen A. F every single one of them. And salute to Mike Golick Sr. and Jr., man. Salute to both of them. And salute to Trey Wingo, man. I like Trey Wingo. I feel the same way, but about this show and its host. Hey, Bodega, you know what? You're right about that, Bodega. I feel the same way about you having time in my chat. The F up out of here. Later, guys. Bodega, you know what time it is. To the gulags you go. To the gulags you effing go. Oh, my God. My guy, Rico Suave with the $10 slap of room. Waste it. you think we are a number one wide receiver and a free agent lineman away from being a competitive offense that can focus primarily on the D during the offseason? Yeah, I think that this offense, bro, if you look at it, Genty, Bowers, right? Michael Mayer. And we're gonna get back into Clint Kubiak, guys. Just give me a quick give me a quick second, right? But Clint Kubiak and the personnel that we have, like I said earlier in the show, perfectly aligns. It perfectly aligns, guys. Like to the point where, you know, I couldn't think of a better coach for the Raiders to hire. This is a guy who uses a fullback, heavy run offense, right? Use a lot of 12 personnel. The guy, man, listen, let me tell you guys are in for a treat when you see the things that this kid schemes up for the talent that we have in the building. Now, do I think we need a guy that can really, really take the top off of a defense, or just be that guy that can run every route in the route tree and get open guys like a guy like Alec Pierce? I think the Raiders definitely need that kind of number one wide receiver. They don't need the diva, right? And there were some rumors out there that, you know, the Vikings might trade Justin Jefferson. I don't believe that at all. I think that was just some Twitter stuff. But Justin Jefferson would be a guy that I would be in on, right? He's not a malcontent. He's a good dude. You know what I mean? But Alec Pierce is a guy I think that would add to the Raiders room. But yeah, the Raiders are not as far off as you guys all think. The Raiders are not as far off as a lot of people think, man. The Raiders are in a situation where they can turn this thing around in real time. 1 year, man. Appreciate my dog, Dave Walker, man. Wasted his Shieldmore Media all day. F ESPN. Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. And my guy, Anthony Aziz, Sebastian Janikowski is offensive coordinator. Anthony Aziz, I think it's time for you to go to the gulags for that comment. That's terrible. I mean, terrible. But look, I'm trying to tell you guys something, man. People say, you know, it's a 2-year minimum. I don't believe that. I don't believe that, bro. I don't believe it. Listen, and look, people say, you know, easy call. Brandon Ayuk is a malcontent. He's not worth the money. And Brandon Ayuk is like, I said it yesterday on the graphic of Wasted Graph show. Brandon Ayuk is looking like a thick ass bag of groceries right now. He is not ready to play football. And I don't want a guy that really, with the 49ers, they moved on from Debo, they paid you, and then you stabbed the 49ers in the back. There's no way I'm bringing that guy in. There's no way. There just ain't no way, man. I'm sorry. There just ain't no effing way I'm bringing that guy in, man. I say you draft your number one. You draft your number one receiver. You have him on a rookie deal. You have him on his best behavior at that point. You don't need some diva wide receiver coming and messing with the mind of Fernando Mendoza, bro. That is not what you need, bro. That is not what you need. Telling you right now, that is not what you need, man. Brandon Ayuk is one of the most overrated players in this league, man. Let some of these guys develop that we got in here, man. Yo, my guy, Rob Batt, you said it well, Wasted. I'm excited to have a coach who's going to scheme with what he has instead of trying to only fit what he has experience with. That should save a year or so in the rebuild. Yeah. Look, a rebuild is not having the proper pieces in place. I think that the Raiders can get the proper pieces in place very, very, quickly, right? I think they can protect Mendoza. I think a lot of the reason why the Raiders won't take that ascension into a good team would probably be Mendoza, right? It would be having a young, inexperienced quarterback that's not grasping everything. But I think that this roster can be built in a competitive manner this offseason. I mean, I don't think you guys realize how historically bad Brendan Carroll was for us. Look, I want to ask you guys in the chat. Who's done a worse job as a coordinator for the Raiders? Paul Guenther or Brendan Carroll? Paul Guenther or Brendan Carroll, guys? I mean, my God. My God, man. Paul Guenther or Brendan Carroll? Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord, man. So look, here's the thing, right? I think that another thing that Kubiak is really, really gonna bring to the table, right? And hopefully the Raiders can bring the offensive line coach for the Seahawks, John Benton, along with Clint Kubiak. Right now, this is the thing about Ben. He's still in the contract with the Seattle Seahawks, right? And I don't necessarily know if they're gonna let him go. Right? There are a lot of people, and what I'm gonna do is I want to fill you guys in on who John Benton is. I think to the point where I'm going to do a pre-recorded video too for all of the other people out there and the 1,000 of you guys that are in the room right now. My guy, Quadre Shamsuddin, what do you think about Pierce from Indy? They said his separation is top 5. Listen, bro, I've just been talking about him for the last 10 minutes, Quadre. I said a guy like Pierce. I've been talking about him for weeks, and anybody knows that Wasted been told you. Salute to my guy Hotep. Wasted been told you. Let me tell y'all something. I want Pierce. That is a free agent wide receiver that I would bring in. But the thing about Benton that we have to figure out is that the only way the Raiders are able to poach him if the Seahawks dig in, because we don't know whether or not Seattle is going to have an offensive coordinator that might possibly want to bring his own guy in. So that would be something that would be great for us to hope for, right? But Benton is a guy that, man, let me tell you something, man. Benton is the guy. Even Richie Incognito spoke about this. He said, John Benton, he'd be a great hire. Benton teaches the fundamentals the right way. That's exactly what a young offensive line needs. Telling you right now, man. But John Benton, bro, this is a guy, man, that really, 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 man. If you get to know, some of, what this guy brings to the table, man. Man, this dude has had a hell of a career, man. A hell of a career, man. But listen, when you start talking about the offensive line rankings, right? Seattle finished 15th in 2025. The unit was 32nd in 2024. Like, that is a grave and marketable improvement. I mean, scary improvement. Scary. And I know, like, Gray Zabel has a lot to do with the line improving. I mean, Gray Zabel balled out this year, right? But, man, let me tell you something. You cannot tell me that this guy has not brought in a markum of accountability. He has really, really, really helped this offensive line, man. Now, when you start talking about John Benton, right? John Benton, man, has been all over this league, man. He's been all over this league. He's a guy who has been an offensive line coach for 2 decades, man. He's been he started his career with the Houston Texans, right? In 2006 to 2013. He worked under Gary Kubiak. The team notably allowed 25 fewer sacks in his first season as the offensive line coach. That's big. Then 21 fewer sacks in year 2. It went from 68 to 22 in 2 years. Then his first run there had a rookie running back set a franchise record in running yards in 2008. So this is what we're talking about. Now we're going to continue to go through John Benton's career. We're going to continue to go through that because there's one thing that I want you guys to see, right? The one thing I want you guys to see is the success. The success, man. Man. I mean, the success was crazy, man. So, you know, this is back in the days during the Mario Williams years, man. This was back, you know, when Kubiak first, you know, got everything rocking and rolling. You know, they had Amon Green and all those guys, and they had a rookie at running back set a franchise record. Now, he's also one of the guys who got Arian Foster going in the right direction. He's the guy who got Arian Foster rocking and rolling. Salute to everybody in the chat. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. Right? Now, after he left, you know, that offensive line in 2008 that gave up the 5th fewest sacks in the league, 2009, 2011, 2012. He had a 2,000-yard rusher in Arian Foster. He left and went to Miami and became the offensive line coach. And salute to my brother Graphic Raider. Yo, there's going to be a coffee and convo tomorrow. It's going to be epic. I know Graph's been loaded up. He's down there visiting his family down in Atlanta, visiting Mom Dukes, enjoying his time down there. Salute to Graph and Mama Graph. Salute to Aunt, everybody out there. You know what I mean? We got 1,000 in the room. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. It's nothing shameful, bro. You got to understand something. The dynamic duo always looks out for each other. It's not shameful, bro. This audience is something that we built, man. Don't you ever do that. The great and powerful Graphic Raider can always shout out whatever he got going on in this channel. You get the F up out of here with your crap. But in Miami, John Benton was the offensive line coach for 2014 to 2015. He paved the way for Lamar Miller to have a career year. He had a 1,000-yard rushing season, right? Then Ryan Tannehill cooked too. Now, Ryan Tannehill and Lamar Miller became the first duo in Miami Dolphins history to pass for 4,000 yards and rush for 1,000 yards. Then he left and went to the San Francisco 49ers. Right? Now, he was the offensive line coach from 2017 to 2020. San Francisco's offensive line ranked second in the NFL in rushing yards per game with 144.1 and fourth in the NFL in total offense, 381.1 yards a game, man. I mean, the 49ers, when he was there, had an absolutely great offensive line. They had an absolutely great rushing attack. It didn't matter who was behind that line. It was just dynamic, right? And listen, he's had some talented running backs, right? But, man, for him to get a guy, now this is if we can bring John Benton here, right? We got to unpack that, right? He was the Jets offensive line coach. He did decent, right? He did decent with the Jets. The Jets were ranked 29th in 2020 to 11th in 2021. He turned that offensive line around. The next season didn't do so well for the Jets because they had some injuries, right? Then he left and went and worked with Kubiak in New Orleans and came to Seattle with Kubiak. And the offensive unit went from 32nd in the league, as I said earlier, to being, you know, one of the better. Listen, Grab. Listen, I got to put you on timeout. Drip Apostle. Definitely never, ever the drip god. I mean, you know, it is just like Christopher Columbus taking a moniker that was bestowed upon the great and powerful Wasted Talent and trying to commandeer it for his own nonsensical crap. That is the reason why Graphic Raider has just been sent to the gulags. Been sent to the gulag. Get F up out of here, Graph, with your crap. Drip god my ass. In the gulags. Gulags you go. The F up out of here with your crap. The drip god. The F up out of here. The same, you definitely will not try to commandeer another wasted euphemism with your crap. 5 minutes for you, Graph. And think about your nonsense. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, my God. But yo, listen. So, you know, Benton is to me the photo negative of Brendan Carroll. He is a guy that if you bring him in, he's going to improve this run game. He's going to improve Fernando Mendoza's career. He's going to help develop all these young linemen that John Spytek identified, right? The only thing that I have questions about is how the Raiders would be able to handle that. How would the Raiders be able to bring John Benton in, man? How would that even happen? Because if he is still under contract with Seattle and they're not willing to let him go, the Raiders would have to get him through giving him a promotion. Now, do you think that the Raiders, by making him the offensive coordinator, would be something that they would fancy, right? My guy, Sleepy the Boss with the $5 slapper room. Wide receiver this, wide receiver that. How many people were praising JSN last year? Yeah, and that's right. I think, really, to be honest with you, the best metric to improving your wide receiver room is drafting properly. You fix the wide receiver room through the draft. I'm sorry, bro. Like free agent wide receivers are good when you're adding to what you have through the draft. When you're adding to it, it's never worked out for the Raiders, and I'm not saying it won't work out now, right? But I think that you don't go out there and swing big on a wide receiver until you locate the quarterback. So you draft Mendoza, and then you see whether or not he's got the goods first, right? Salute to my guy Hug D's Nizuts. Wasted. Which of our wide receivers benefit the most from Kubiak? Olave went global for the Saints, and JSN ran away with the title under Kubiak. The guy makes superstars. I mean, bro, it's very hard to say, right? Because there was a prerequisite amount of production from the wide receivers that you named in college, right? Those guys were special in college. It wasn't just because Clint Kubiak coached them. I think that he took their special talents and I think he highlighted them, right? Like some people say it could be Dante Thornton. The only thing about Dante Thornton is Dante Thornton has all the physical gifts. The thing is that what he doesn't really have is the polish as a wide receiver. And I don't think it would be him. If I had to name one wide receiver on this roster who can possibly cook, it would be Jack Bech. It would definitely be Jack Bech, because Jack Bech is a guy who has all the skills. He just needs the opportunity. He needs the snaps. I think Jack Bech was already NFL ready when he came into the league, man. I think Jack Bech is the guy that is going to take that ascension to being a high-end starter, man. Like Dante Thornton, has a lot of talent, man. He has a lot of talent. But the thing is, what you can't have is you can't have your quarterback throwing a rookie under the bus. You can't have a coaching staff that runs hot and cold with a young player messing with his confidence. Because Dante's a friend of the show. Great guy. I'm going to be real with you. You cannot do it. You can't do it. I think that some of the values that Pete Carroll used, and I really don't like to go back, right? But let's go back a little bit, right? Like we talk about Dante Thornton, we talk about Jack Bech, we talk about Caleb Rogers, we talk about these guys that can't play. I think that's a real. I think it's a real false narrative, right? Bad coaching, bro, is an epidemic in the National Football League. It is an epidemic. Bad coaching, bro. I think that was one of the worst jobs of coaching that I've seen in my years watching the National Football League. Like Pete Carroll and those guys did a number on this roster with these young guys. He did a number on these young guys. I think that whole we're going to be competing every week stuff, it rings hollow when the supposed leader of your offense is competing and throwing interceptions, not being held accountable for his conduct, not being challenged for his job. And then you take a bunch of guys that just came into the league and they make one mistake and you sit them down. So the jury is still out on a lot of these young guys. I don't think we've even seen the tip of the iceberg of what Dante Thornton brings to the table. Like a lot of people like Cedric Jackson. I really don't know. I think that most people, if we're being honest, like Cedric Jackson just because he's Bo Jackson's nephew. Let's be for real here. You know, the thing about, you know, in Top Beats, you know, oh my God, Thornton needs to use his speed as well. How could he be a big disappointment? He didn't play that much. Top Beats, like, look, bro, you jumped the gun a lot, brother. You're very effing disappointing, Top Beats. Very effing disappointing, man. And I have to, and I hate to do this to you, Top Beats. I love you, man. But F up out of here with that crap, Top Beats. Get out of here with that crap. How can he be a disappointment? How can he be? He didn't play that damn much. Top, the F are you talking about? Boo this man. Throw the tomatoes at him. Let the tomatoes rain down on Top Beats. Man, come on, man. Look, man, I think with Dante Thornton, I think that his God-given ability is a gift and it's a curse, right? Because when you hear there hasn't been a person that has that height, weight, and speed since Randy Moss and Calvin Johnson, I think the expectation level goes through the roof, and it goes to a situation where you really, really can't set the expectation of a guy that was not that level of, he never had that level of production at Tennessee. Like never. Like we saw what Megatron was at Georgia Tech, and we definitely saw what Randy Moss was at Marshall. You can't put those expectations on him, bro. And then the thing that Dante does just when he rolls out of bed is the deep ball. That's his bread and butter at this point in his career. It might not be as he grows as a receiver and grows as a player, but then now you have a horrible offensive line where Geno can't even throw the ball deep. And when Geno did throw the ball deep, he was throwing it to the wrong jersey. And look, emotions out of it, right? Bird's eye view, not worm's eye view. I can understand why Geno was this bad this year. I mean, he got knocked around like a pinball. He really did. He really, 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 really did, man. He looked terrible. And then there were a lot of us that were like, oh, it's time. Bring in Kenny Pickett, graphic rater. He said they took away the deep ball. They took the deep ball away because of Geno. Dante was cooked at that point. Our guy will bounce back next season. And that's a fact. That's a fact. And I think that once again, Top Beats, we have to gong you for this. Just have to. Unbelievable. Bebop. Brennan Carroll knew his dad wasn't firing him. That's why he did what he wanted him. Him and Geno both. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. My dog, Big Lil Bosco's in a place, man. That's a fact. Wasted young wide receiver, young O-line, bad coaching, with no PT, being forced into a philosophy that was predicated on politics and not development. That's a fact, bro. But yo, I think that you're gonna really see closer to what all of these guys are this year. I'm just giving all the rookies last year a mulligan. I'm giving all the rookies last year a mulligan. This new season, to me, is their rookie season. This new season is their rookie season, guys. Salute to my guy, S. Dot, man. My thing with Dante is his ceiling is very high because of his speed. But as of now, his player type is more of an Andre Holmes type to me. And, bro, he is going to have to disprove that, right? But just when he rolls out of bed, he has more talent in his two fingers than Andre Holmes ever had. So I think that's why the expectation level is here, S. Dot. Seriously. And thank you. Richard Lyon is in the place. Where you been, Rich? I mean, he's in the place to be, man. But if anybody can get anything close to what the talent level is, the ceiling is of Dante Thornton Jr., it is Clint Kubiak. And guys, look, the Arch Manning thing is it's a non-starter. He would have had to declare for the draft already. He did. Arch Manning is going back to college, and that's fine. Good seeing you. My guy Richard Lyon is in the place, man. Good seeing you, my brother. Good seeing you, man. Listen, look, I know we all got to work, my brother. We all got to work, man. So look, we're going to get our answers coming up, right? For 30, ENT, y'all banking on last year rookie class to develop in a major way. I'm not sipping the Kool-Aid. I'm good on the Mendoza hype train. The Raiders keep putting garbage product in the field. Show me different. Listen, bro, I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real, bro. And I know y'all think that I'm going to, go back and forth with 30 ENT. I respect it, bro. I respect it. Like, bro, we have given our blind faith to this organization for a very long time, bro. We have been optimistic. We've been pragmatic. We've been hopeful. We have given this team just really the shirts off of our backs. We go to the games. We buy the gear. Yo, we do not mess around as a fan base. But if I'm being honest, it's up to the Raiders to change your mind, bro. I can't change your mind. If that's how you feel, they got to go out there and put a product on the field that's worthy of you changing your mind and your thoughts. They really do, man. I mean, they definitely do. And I can't blame you, bro. I can't blame you. There are a lot of people who get on fans who are not happy about the product that's on the field. And I'm going to tell you something, man. I can't blame you, but I don't agree. I don't agree. But that's fair, bro. That is effing fair. Rudy Vet Russo's attacking him. He says, take your negativity and get that F out of here. The winds of change are blowing in our favor. We thought that of last year, man. So I get it, man. They're all going drooling all over Archman in next year's draft. No shade to the kid because it's his last name. Yeah, bro, there's a piece of that too, bro. Like, we know what it is, bro. Sim Minds wasted from sunny, warm California. SinCal 805 has been down by law since the beginning, man. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, bro, for the $5 slap a room. So, guys, let's get into the last topic of the show. We are over an hour and 3 minutes in. We're getting wasted with our brother Wasted. I appreciate the over 1,000 of you guys that are in the room, right? Let's get into, some of the things that are going on in Raider Nation, right? Now, we talked about Shady McCoy and his filth, right? We talked about Clint Kubiak and what he's going to bring to the table for the Raiders, right? We talked about how quality of a roster we have here. What we have not talked about is the departure of Patrick Graham and who the Raiders could possibly pick for defensive coordinator. Now, guys, we know that Kubiak is the offensive guru. And when you have an offensive guru, the expectation is that you have someone who is equally as adept of calling defense on the other side of the ball. This is what your hope is, right? Listen, Patrick Graham got a job with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Happy trails. Salute to Patrick Graham. He didn't always get the best hand here. He didn't get the best hand here. He didn't. He did not get the best hand here, bro. And we got to give Patrick Graham his grace. We got to give him his respect. Salute to Patrick Graham. Happy trails, Patrick Graham. We never knew ye. Nah, we knew you. But listen, the Raiders are going to have to clean house and bring their staff in. And there are some people that talk about Robbie Leonard. He's a guy that you might want to keep in the building, right? But he's not a guy that I want to be our defensive coordinator, right? Now, they talk about the way he's developed a lot of young players on his defense. And like Rob Leonard is a guy that's like quietly been he's been the most consistent part of the Raiders coaching staff, man. Like players on the Raiders love him. They swear by the guy. But if I'm being honest, I don't always listen to the players because the players were the ones who swore by AP, right? Now, Rob Leonard is a guy. Now, listen, just think about this. Rob Leonard is a guy who has, well over a decade of coaching, right? The thing is that I don't know if there's a connection with Kubiak. But, I mean, listen, option one, right? Do you think, because, like, I don't know. I would rather see them go outside of the building. But is Rob Leonard a guy that you guys would want to bring in? Is it Jim Schwartz? Like, who do you guys want to see the Raiders bring in as defensive coordinator? I need to know from you guys in the chat. I need to know that because I'm interested. I'm interested in what you guys got to say about this. My guy S. Dot, man, with the $5 slappy. I feel if we draft wide receiver Branch, Xavier Thomas, and both are closer to a 4.3 speed instead of a 4.39, we will be a problem for defensive secondaries. Yeah, speed is great. Speed kills. We're all Raider fans. We love speed, right? Problem is this, right? With all of that speed, once you get open and that ball touches your phalanges, are you going to catch the damn football? Are you going to catch it? Seriously. So I'm just asking you guys. I'm just asking you guys, man. Who are some of the people that you guys would want to see? Is it? I mean, is it Rob Leonard? Is it somebody else? Is it Jim Schwartz? I mean, because we're gonna have a lot of competition for our defensive coordinator. Because one of the top defensive coordinators in the league is about to retire. Vic Fangio informed the Eagles he's retiring. So now the Eagles are going to be in the market for a defensive coordinator, man. Listen, the Browns, if they allow Jim Schwartz to leave, the Browns are going to be looking for a defensive coordinator. Right? The Cardinals are going to be looking for a defensive coordinator. The Packers, because they lost Jeff Hafley, you're going to be looking for a defensive coordinator. There's a lot of competition out there, man. And there are a lot of people that are in that Shanahan, McVay coaching tree, right? Right? So you got guys out there like Steve Wilks. He's the ex-head coach, Jets defensive coordinator, right? He's had experience as a defensive coordinator and a head coach, like I just said, and he's fired by the Jets after one season, right? And I think it was kind of criminal what they did to Steve Wilks because they traded away Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner, and then they expected him to do well. And it's like, come on. Matty Eberflus is still out there, former head coach. He was a coach defensive coordinator from 2018 to 2021. While the Eagles head coach, Nick Sirianni, was the offensive coordinator, right? Sirianni became the Eagles head coach in 2021. Eberflus was also the head coach of the Chicago Bears, did not do so great, right? And then he took the Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator job this season. He was fired after the Cowboys had his worst defense in the NFL. So he's not a guy that I'd have out there. He's just a guy strictly, name recognition, right? Anthony Weaver looks like he's going to get hired, right? Al Harris, I think, from what I understand, Al Harris is a guy that I was really high on. Al Harris was a damn good, corner when he was with the Packers. But I think Al Harris got a job already, right? But Al Harris was a guy that I was really, really high on. Really, really high on. But, for me, I want the Raiders to go outside of the building. I do. I want them to do something that they haven't done in a long time. I want them to have a coach that brings in some fresh faces, some new names, and bring in guys that are aligned with the head coach, man. This is what I would like the Raiders to do, if I'm being honest, right? I wanted Raheem Morris, but he got a job with San Francisco, so he's going. My guy, Cesar Lorenzo with the $10 slappy. Wasted. Are you a believer of if the front four is legit and generates pressure, the secondary doesn't need to be as great. Bro, that's football 101. If you can rush 4 and drop 7, your defense can be elite. The front four is really, listen, when you talk about offensive line, defensive line, you build football teams for the inside, from the inside out. You build them from the inside out, man. Yeah, and Vic Fangio retired. Rudy, Vic Fangio retired, man. So he's not even on the table. He's not even on the table, right? But listen, man. There's a lot of guys out there, man, that I don't know if they're still available, man. I mean, Jim Schwartz is the guy that people name, right? But I don't see, Jim Schwartz being just let out of Cleveland just because he doesn't want. He's still under contract, right? Still under contract. And the thing with Jim Schwartz is, to me, he'd be the bull of the woods for me because he's a guy who is known for having a terrific defensive line. Wherever he's been, he's always developed a terrific defensive line, man. He's one of these guys that is about front four pressure, physicality, discipline. He's a vet. He's a guy who can give it to you however you want it, right? Very trench focused. Very trench focused, man. He doesn't chase turnovers. He just gets your defense off the field, man. His defensive units get after it on third down, man. Constant pressure. Jim Schwartz, man, if I had my pick of the litter, would be Schwartz. I don't see the connection between the Kubiak regime and Jim Schwartz. I just don't, man. And Todd B says the problem with Jim Schwartz is the players can't stand him. He's a major asshole. I don't see it being that way as a coordinator. I mean, I've heard a lot of praise for Jim Schwartz. I've never heard that he was a major asshole as a coordinator. As a head coach, that's a different metric, right? That's a different metric. And see, the thing, having a young head coach like Kubiak, I really would like, guys like John Benton in the building, guys that have been coaches for 2 decades. I would love to have a Jim Schwartz in the building because having those veteran coaches, especially a guy like Schwartz who's been a head coach before, that would be somebody that Kubiak can lean on. That's in the building in real time, man. And yo, Ridgeback is right. A lot of times the best coaches are assholes. I mean, you guys act like, like Bill Parcells is this great, wonderful guy. Bill Parcells is a jerk off. He's an asshole. Bill Belichick is an asshole. Listen. And Jose Toscano, people are saying Leslie Frazier. And I was about to bring him up. You jumped the line, Jose Toscano. But Leslie Frazier, remember the 85 Bears. Leslie Frazier would be phenomenal with the Raiders in that role. I have Leslie Frazier ranked right up there with Schwartz. Look, but we talk about asshole coaches. Nick Saban. These guys are assholes, bro. These guys are jerks. Mike Holmgren was an asshole. These guys are assholes. But Leslie Frazier, man, I would love to bring in Leslie Frazier as well, man. And there is a connection there. And Raider Dolph says, listen, I hear really good podcasters and YouTubers are as well. And listen, yes, listen. I am not a very good podcaster. I am a great podcaster. Get that effing right. But yes, I am an asshole. To the gulags you go. Raider Dolph, couple of seconds for you in the gulags for the asshole comment. You get the F up out of here. Salute to my guy, Raider Dolph, man. I don't know. But listen, guys. The Anvil. If there were an island filled with nothing but assholes, Al Davis would be the king asshole. It's not always a bad thing. That's a fact, man. Raider Dolph to the gulags, man. Tyler Danzig loves you. I love the show too, man. But guys, listen, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Robert Gonzalez says, we've been in the coach of carousel so long, some coaches be doubling back for another go. I know, bro. My guy, Big Little Bosco, with the last question of the day, man. Question wasted. You would like a tough discipline enforcer at DC. I think I wouldn't mind a young up-and-comer like Peanut Tillman. Now, listen, Peanut Tillman's the man, but to me, I don't want too much inexperience in a building. I think a mixture of both is really, really like a great metric, right? Like even when you see some of these teams that have won, right? I think there has to be some experience in the building somewhere. There has to be some experience in the building somewhere. And I'm not saying Kubiak doesn't have that, right? But to be real with you, right? I want a pissed off defense. I want a bunch of young players. I want a grizzled coach. I want the leader in Max Crosby to be, the man that he is, the tone setter he is, right? The leader that he is. But I think having an asshole coach is not the worst thing in the world for a defense, man. Guys like Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer's he's an asshole. And that's right, McBurry. Accountability is for men of order. And listen, the crazy thing is this, right? Have you guys tried men of order? I mean, I know you guys can see me getting back to my former form. I'm losing weight. Apex. Rudy DeVette Russo lost 70 pounds taking Apex. Going over to menoforder.com. Somebody, one of my mods, put it in the chat. Use the promo code WASTED for 30% off. Please. Going over there, subscribe to Men of Order, get yourself right so you be looking better in your jersey in the new season. Get yourself right on some Men of Order. Tell them Wasted Talent sent you. I believe in Apex. I believe in Men of Order. I am a Men of Order. My God. Salute to all my guys at Men of Order. Salute to my brother Crypto Tales in a place, man. A.O. Anthony says, use the promo code BLOCKED. The F up out of here, A.O. Anthony. But guys, listen. Men of Order in the place to be. Hit that link. Yes, this show is sponsored by Apex. You damn right. Promo code WASTED. Listen, I am one of the owners and proprietors of Men of Order. Yes, I am. Going over there and support. Show them the power. Show my partners the power of the Wasted Talent Army. Please. Please, guys. But guys, listen. Listen, this show has been a most splendiferous occasion, man. For real. Most splendiferous occasion, man. Love every single one of you guys. Latavarian Savage is in the place to be. Give me a DC that can build this D-line and finally get max help. The rest will fall into place. I'm done with the bend, don't break. We need some savages. You absolutely right. We need Dr. Doom level savages, bro. Yo, my guy Big Little Bosco with the joke of the night. I definitely need some Apex because right now I'm a man who orders food too much. Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, bro. It curbed that appetite too, bro. Listen, I had a weight problem. Can't wait to eat. I know what you mean, Big Little Bosco. I know what you mean. Can't wait to eat. But look, guys, Rudy said, check my Twitter, 70 pounds. Nothing but Atex, creatine, and hard work. That shit works. 4.5 meals, yo. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. Yo, George Sarah says he gets no respect. Why you say you get no respect? Georgie Sarah, 16? What are you, Rodney Dangerfield? Why do you get no respect? Huh? F up out of here with that crap. I mean, what's wrong with you? You up here with like Rodney Dangerfield? I tell you, I get no respect. When I was 13, my dad bought me a baseball bat. I went to play with it. It flew away. The F's going on here, man. Bodega says this show is sponsored by Ensure. Yes, man. And this blocking of Bodega Raider has been sponsored by, get the F up out of here, To the gulags you go. To the gulags you go.
Gorilla looking smelling bitch. Motherfucker, you got me fucked up.
I mean, my God. You coming in here with your crap. I'm trying to end the show. Get F up out of here, Bodega. My guy Richard Lyon been around since day one, man. Guys, love every single one of you guys, man. I got to get up out of here, man. Love all of y'all, man. Thank you guys for pulling up on the show. Raider Dolph just returned from the gulags. He said, did y'all know the food is not gluten-free? Oh, salute to every single one of y'all in the chat, man. Thank you, my brother. Yo, Raider Jeff, appreciate you, bro. We are up out of here. Pull up tomorrow. I know Graf's got a coffee and combo, and then we might do a double dip. We might do a Wasted and Graphic and Wasted show late night tomorrow. Be there, be square, y'all. Listen, I'm gonna keep the pre-records rocking and rolling. Go check those out. And guys, pay your bar tabs on the way out. And please go on over to my backup channel. Subscribe to the backup channel. Let's get the backup channel to we got 800 people and we had 1,000. Let's get the backup channel by the end of the night to 700 subscribers, guys. Appreciate you guys. Love every single one of y'all. We are out of here, man. Y'all have a terrific, terrific night. We will see you guys tomorrow and throughout the week, man. Peace, y'all. Peace.